think the main thing that boons need is an upside and a downside.
I don't know, because then they're just
They
like
need to be limited.
hexes. Well, not like hexes, but like I don't know. They're just they need to
The
be.
Like,
downside is it takes so long.
Yeah, they take long, so they need a less of a downside because they have how long they take to apply and how fast the kill can get rid of them.
I think the way it is now is fine. It doesn't need to be limited. Maybe tone down the hex time a little bit because that's like 30 seconds, but the normal totem time is fine.
Yeah.
The 15 seconds is good,
And you can also throw the hunt if you want to make that longer.
which should be a thing.
I think that interesting thing that I've heard is to make it time limited. So you can't just like kind of have to commit to having one up.
That's the same thing as having it limited.
Yeah.
No, like having it on a time limit.
Yeah, but then
Yeah,
it's still indefinite.
Yeah, I guess it's still indefinite, but it's a lot less. Oh, I literally have to go up here and take this totem, or else they're gonna fucking get a free buff.
Well, I mean, it
No,
depends
that's-
on
that's
what
dumb.
totems
It's
they end up
really
adding.
only it's really only broken in the cases where it takes super fucking long for you to go and every single time
I
get
think a
it.
big issue that boons are going to run into is the discrepancy between strong boons and weak boons. Like, on one hand, I agree with David that boons should be limited in the sense of like circle killing, but then with ones like Shadow Step, like I don't know if Shadow Step's really good enough to justify being one and done. You know, like it's strong, but it's not like
But he needs to just make circle of healing specifically limited.
that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know if they should make all boons limited or just make super strong boons limited, and then like weak boons can be reapplied multiple times. But then it's inconsistent. So I don't know. Like it's like with hexes, you know, it's like it'd be like having weak hexes stay around, but you know, I don't know. It's just not exactly like that. It's not a complete fair comparison, but you know what I mean. Like I just think that it would cause inconsistencies. Also, he is not an ability up chance. I don't know if he's not.
No, he's just not rated up.
Okay. Chance moment. But yeah, like I don't know. I don't know. I just think it depends on the type of boon. Oh, like I said, if they had some more fun boons, that was also really should be limited.
That's true. I was thinking limited is fine, but no, Shadow Step is not good enough to warrant being limited.
Or like I said, like future boons aren't very strong either. Like
Just make circle of healing limited.
Yeah,
Make
so
it,
really like strong boons like Circle of Healing and whatever other boon that would make Survivor
you
stronger.
should make it worse. It's just not good to use. I mean,
I mean, they've already
it's
done
useful
the other.
regardless.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty strong boon, giving you a what is it like green medkit for free?
I don't think no matter how much you nerf it, it's still gonna be good.
I mean, they could nerf the healing speed down a lot and it would be bad, but
Well, obviously they could remove like the self-care feature, make the speed go down. But what I mean is they can nerf it in reasonable ways.
I still think that a time limit is the best way to go here, like on the boon when you put it up.
honestly, he might not be wrong. And then like we said, and then all boons have time limit, but stronger boons would have a shorter time limit. That could work.
Yeah,
So like Circle of Healing would
The
be
way he was
like,
describing it was that because it is indefinite and
well,
you can just replace, like you can have one person replace
It-
two.
it
if you
takes
wait long enough.
no.
That's the way you're making it sound.
but like I mean,
No.
obviously you could work off the idea though, in the sense that like I said, certain boons could be like stronger boons would last longer, but they would eventually go away, and weaker boons would last a little bit longer. But that way, like the kill doesn't always have to dedicate their time to, especially if they keep track of like when they hear the
That's
notification.
different from what Chance is saying.
I know. I'm just
Yeah,
saying. I'm trying to
like,
advise.
I'm
what
not.
he's
I'm not. I'm not saying that every single. What I'm saying is that every single, like, if you have two boons, let's say you're running Circle of Healing and Shadow Step. For Circle of Healing, the timer would be like I think a minute
Are
would
you
be
saying
good.
cooldown or uptime? There's a difference.
Up. The cooldown is
Odin's saying uptime. I think
saying
uptime is the
uptime.
better
yeah
option.
the uptime would be 1 minute. I'd say that's good.
The uptime is a better option.
Yeah,
And
because adding a cooldown is not going to change anything.
for
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like cooldown is still indefinite. Like it's still gonna be there.
But making it to the boon has a certain amount of time it stays active, and the time variance depends on. Or even actually, a better way to do it too is you have different tiers of boons, and then like the type of boon will fall within that tier. That way, killers can actually keep track of what tier it is. That way, it's
That'd
easy
be
for killers to keep track of how much time it's going to be up. So like if it's Circle of Healing, it'd be like a tier 3 boon, and that would last for 30 seconds. If you've got Shadow Step, that's like a tier 2 boon, that
No,
lasts for
not-
45 seconds.
Not 30 seconds. 30 seconds would just.
You know what I mean?
It takes 16 seconds and
Yeah. No, I mean,
Ew.
obviously you
I mean,
buff the
it would
boons,
need to
but-
be long enough to be useful. Like
Yeah, it
more
needs
than
to be
a day.
long. It needs to be long enough to be useful in a solo queue setting.
But
So
it would
for,
have to
so
be
for
short
like
enough to where you can't
circle
like
of
run back to a
for
corner
like
of the map that has one totem that the kill hasn't found, and then just keep on healing yourself at a green medkit space. You know?
here's the thing. If you have it on a time limit, then
What is that David skin?
then then that problem is not going to be an issue because if you want to heal, then you're just going to go back there, hex the boon, or boon the boon, or hex
Boon the totem.
boon the totem, and then heal, which is going to take longer than if you than if you just had fucking a med kit
Or a
or
teammate.
a fucking
But another thing though is that it kind
yeah.
of goes back into the idea of having boons, giving boons trade-offs. So you could go boon a totem and then heal yourself, which would take a while, but then you'd have, you know, a reasonable level of like safety in that area until the totem goes away,
Yeah, and then you have to replenish
and
it.
then you have to replenish
So
it. Yeah. Well, again, the killer can still find it and kick it
I'd
out
say,
too. So it's not like the killer still can't do
I'd say
anything. I think they should keep
also
that mechanic.
I'd say also increase the booning or like the time to set a boon slightly, like maybe 20 seconds. It's
That's
good.
what. That's another reason why cooldown is bad because if it's too long, then I can just purge it and then you just rip.
Well, that's
Like
what I was gonna say
20.
about the cooldown ideas. I don't like the idea of giving it a cooldown on the poke itself, because then, like, if the survivors in the
Yeah.
area would be beneficial to boon, but they can't because they're being cut by the cooldown. I think that just makes the poke overall less fun to use on the survivor side.
Yeah.
So I
Just
think making it to where the
just
totem itself has uptime. And then another thing too about the totem having
have
uptime is when you place down a boon right now, you can't move it. So you have to wait for the killer to destroy it before you can move your boon. So giving it uptime would also give a slight buff to the survivors where they can move the boon if they want to.
exactly. So fucking having uptime would be the best fucking method to
Yeah,
fix
I
some
do think that's a
boons.
good idea.
Because it literally solves all the fucking issues. The one problem that I have is that how the fuck are you gonna balance around having two boons at once? Like, is it base 60
It's
seconds
going to
and
be
then
four
is it gonna be
because they stack.
is it gonna be like base 60 seconds for all boons and then if you have an extra boon then it's gonna be minus 5 seconds on the uptime?
I think
mean,
if
that-
we have the tier idea where like some totem swaps in a tier of how long they stay up, I think it would just go off of how the strongest totem.
I guess, but yeah.
Well, if you do
that
tiers, you can have the tier stack instead of all totem boon stacking.
That too.
So all tier 3 boon stack and all tier 2 boon stack and all tier 1 boon stack.
it's a hag.
That would also be fair. That's a hag. That's tragic.
Ah, fuck.